Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Riley from Monster RC Dudes here. Today I'm going to be showing y'all a video on how to do an LED light swap or conversion in your 2011 to 2014 Dodge Charger. So pretty much, it's pretty straightforward. I got my lights from a company called Diode Dynamics, sorry. These are the old lights, so don't pay attention to these, but pretty much they sell kits for, I believe, most cars, which will include like your map lights, your dome lights, your trunk lights, whatever lights your car may have. So I got a whole entire set of lights for my car, which included several different lights. I'll show you the list of lights that you'll need to buy from them, but pretty much you can go in there and customize your brightness, whether you want them to be like a medium brightness or high or higher. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good company. They're really reputable, and I would highly recommend them after seeing the finished product. So Diode Dynamics, and so visit their website, and I'll post a link in the description. This is a packing list of the bulbs you're going to need to buy. So I would use this as a reference when you're going to purchase these. Keep in mind this packing list, because this is the exact amount of bulbs you're going to need for your charger. So pretty straightforward. The only tools you're going to need to do this are some needle nose pliers, a small flathead screwdriver. This thing's pretty tiny. You could probably use a bigger one too, but it's not recommended. And some double-sided tape. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to actually show you how to install them because it's pretty straightforward. You unplug a light bulb and plug it back in, but I'll show you how to get to most of the bulbs. So I already have them installed. I was going to film myself doing the installation, but it was pretty straightforward. So we'll go ahead and start with the back and the trunk. So this is what it looks like. And the reason I chose to film this at night was because it gives, more of an effect on the bulbs, and you can actually see what you're purchasing. So for these bulbs back here, these are the first things I did, and it's very, very easy. Pretty much you start from the top and just kind of pry them out. They'll pop out, and this is what it looks like. So I mean, there's wiring, that goes back up in this hole, and you're just gonna unclip the existing light bulb and re-clip this one in. And the way LEDs work is one side of them is negative, one side is positive. So pretty much you have a 50-50 chance of getting it right. So if you plug your light in and it doesn't work, flip it around and it will work. So it's just kind of a luck thing, really. But that's what you do, is get your flathead screwdriver and pop it out from the top, and then it snaps back in. So that one's very easy. Same goes for the other side. They're the exact same. So there's that. All right, next I'll show you here's what everything looks like. It really doesn't show up well on the camera for some reason. The camera's having trouble with the lighting. But I'll show you these down here that are under the door. So there's these, little, I guess you call them courtesy lights, kind of, in a way. I'll try to do my best, because you have to get yourself under the door, and you're gonna want to pry the back ones. Okay, so the edge of the door is right here on the right. Let's see if I can get a better view. Okay, so there's the car. Here's the door. You're gonna want to come in from the edge of the door side, away from the car, and put your screwdriver right in there, and you push and it falls down. So once again, same concept as the bulbs that are on the trunk. You kind of hook them on, and this is a free falling light fixture, I guess you'd call it. Once you get that snapped in, once you figure out the positive to negative and whatever, you just snap it back into place. And you're going to do that. That's the exact same way for all four doors. It's pretty straightforward and pretty easy to do. So that's going to be used on all of the doors. All right, so the back seat, these lights up here. I don't know how I'm going to do this with the camera in my hand, and we'll give it a shot. Pretty much this is the side that you can press on, so that would turn the light on and off normally. Yeah, that's a better demonstration of that. You're going to come in from that side with the screwdriver, so you're going to want to pull the handle down, get your flathead. Oh man, this is not going to be easy. Okay, so you get your flathead, put it in there, and same concept, you push and pry. Oh, there goes the lens. So here's the lens, and there is your bulb. So this is where you're going to take your needle nose pliers, and what I ended up having to do was, see the bottom end of that bulb? I ended up having to push that out with my needle nose pliers because I couldn't get a good grip on the bulb. Those existing bulbs, they're really hard to get a grip on, so you could go ahead now and put double-sided tape on your needle nose pliers, and that would give you some grippage, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But really, it's pretty easy. You just kind of, theoretically, you'd put your needle nose pliers right back here and push that way, and it would pop out, and you slide this back in. Then you get your lens, make sure it's the right direction, slide in the back side first, and then just pop it in. That's all you do there. So now we're going to come to one of the biggest pains in the ass, is this. There's also the lighting underneath the door, and it really looks bright in person, but here's the biggest pain in the ass. There's a bulb right there. I don't know why Dodge put it right there, but they decided to be assholes and make it nearly impossible to change out. I didn't do this at first, but what I would do for this one is get your needle nose pliers, put double-sided tape on both sides, grab onto the light, and pull that way. I tried just using needle nose pliers, didn't work. I tried using heat shrink tubing because I read on the Dodge Charger forums that that was a good idea. Didn't end up working. The tubing would just slide right off. Really, this one took me probably 25 minutes to get this freaking light bulb out, but eventually it will come out. And I mean, I wish I had thought of the double-sided tape idea long before, but that thought for some reason never crossed my mind. But there you go, now you have the idea, so it should be pretty simple if you use that method. So you're gonna pop that light bulb out, put the new one back in, you're good to go. All right, so last lights, I believe, are these up here. So here is a little clip of when I was actually installing these. This is the only thing that I filmed while installing these lights. So I'm kind of all over the place in that clip, but I'll go ahead and go over it now with you. It's pretty simple. Get to those lights the easiest possible way. So normally there would be this little plastic cover hanging over the bulb and stuff, and it's just a plastic lens. So you're first gonna pry this end with a screwdriver, get a flathead screwdriver, kind of pry it out, and it'll hang like this. And it's gonna seem like the back end doesn't want to come out, and it's gonna feel really tight. That's normal, and what you want to do is kind of pull it out from the right side, and basically there's these two little tabs, and that's all that's holding it in. It's just two tabs. So you take out the right side first, at least that worked for me, and then you want to get your fingers and stuff as close to those tabs as you can for the best leverage, and it makes it a lot easier, and for me at least it made it feel like I wasn't going to break something. So you're going to want to do that, and then you'll be, let's get the light, you'll be exposed to the light bulb. So the easiest way to do that is pretty much put double-sided tape on needle nose pliers, pull it up there and grab it, pull it out, throw your new bulb in, you're good to go. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. And sorry for that bad filming. Alright, so I got my needle nose pliers, and they have double-sided tape on them on both sides. So, working with limited lighting here, but I'll try to do my best to show you guys how to do this. So you're going to put the double-sided tape on both sides of the light. Try to get up as far up there as you can. And it might take a minute for you to grab it. It's not the easiest. And there you go. That's how you get the bulb out the easiest possible way. It's kind of a pain. Dodge should have made it easier to do that, but the good news is we got it. Alright, so I forgot to mention how you take off this metal heat shielding, which ends up looking like this. Pretty much, if you're putting LEDs in, you don't need heat shielding because LED lights do not produce hardly any heat, really. So it's just unneeded. And yeah, so what you're going to want to do is grab some needle nose pliers. Those are going to be your best friend for this whole install. And you'll see that there's a circular hole right here, and then kind of like a little rectangle. Put your needle nose pliers in both of those holes and start being gentle and pulling down, and it will start budging. And once you get it started, really you just need to use your fingers. And obviously be careful that there's a light bulb still in there. And try to put your fingers as close as you can to the edges. And it's really hard to do with one hand. Filming and doing this is not ideal. Oh boy. Alright, there we go. I got a big chunk of it. So it's going to start pulling out. And the end just kind of takes some wiggling, and eventually it'll budge out. There we go. Just give it a little tug and it will pull out. So there you go. And now you're going to do the same removal process for that LED, or not, the non-LED, and replace it with an LED. Alright, so I finally got those clear lenses to go back on there. Kind of a pain in the ass to put back on. Pretty much you line up the two tabs in the back and try to get that as far in as you can. I couldn't get them to snap into place by just doing that, but eventually, I'll turn these back on. If you put this side in, it'll kind of be bulging out in the middle, and it's gonna sound terrible. That you guys will probably find a better way to do this, but I just kind of gave it some brute force and pushed it pretty hard, and eventually they just snap back into place. And so there they are, totally installed. The metal heat shields are gone. The passenger seat of my car is a workspace, and I'm pretty satisfied. So that's how you do that, and that'll be probably your biggest concern, but really it's not too bad. Alright, so one crucial thing that I totally left out after I recorded the whole entire video was these vanity lights, which are in the mirrors. So those are also LED. Basically these lights are so bright you can't actually aim them forward, you have to aim them to the side, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So you'll take your flathead screwdriver and you'll go to the inside of one of them, and it's not easy to do with the camera. None of this is, but come on now. I can't do it with one hand. You need two hands to pry it. Oh, come on now. There you go. So, see how I got that just barely under? And then you just kind of lift out. It's being held in place by some little tabs. And I was kind of worried about this at first, but I've taken these off quite a bit already because I've had to adjust the lights. And there went the lights. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Snaps out. And that's the little lens, no big deal. And here's the actual LED bulb itself. Hard to pick up. There it is. See how I have it aimed that way? That way. Because if you aim it straight forward, it's honestly going to be blinding for you. So go ahead and aim that pointing this outside way, and aim this one that way. And you can figure out what works best for you, but definitely don't aim them right at you. So putting this back on, you're going to notice that there's 2 tabs on the right side, 2 tabs on the left side. The ones on one side are more spread out, meaning the left side, and the ones on the right are closer together. And that's just how it's going to line up here. The closer together ones point towards the mirror, same with this side. So put the closer ones in first. Actually, it really doesn't matter, but you put the closer ones in first, and snap, snap. Boom. Done. So you're going to do that to that one, and do it also to the mirror that's over there, and you're good to go. Alright guys, I hope this video has helped you guys with the installation process of your new LED bulbs. Once again, it wasn't the most in-depth video, but it should be enough to get you where you need to be. I would highly recommend these bulbs. It really just makes the whole car look like it's more expensive and much nicer. Makes it look higher quality. These bulbs are really high quality, very bright, but I went with the 56 lumens, I believe. It was like the middle one. So that's what I went with on every light that had an available option to choose from. And I think that it's plenty bright. If you wanted to go super bright, then go ahead and upgrade. I didn't feel like the money was justifiable for something just even brighter, because these are plenty bright, guys. I really don't see a point in getting anything more. They also have different colors. They have like red, blue, the cool white, warm white, and amber, I believe. This is the cool white, which I could be wrong on this, but I think it's the 6K temperature, and I think that it really makes the car look good, and it's a lot brighter in person, I can promise you that. But it looks really nice, so I'm pretty happy with that. Should end up costing you somewhere around $77 if you do it correctly. One thing that I did skip out on was the license plate. No, it's not lit up. I skipped out on the license plate LED, mainly because I read a bunch on the forums, people saying how much of a pain in the ass that was, and I didn't feel like dealing with that stress. But looking back on how simple this was, I'll probably end up getting that switched to an LED also. I'll just purchase that bulb on its own. But yeah guys, I hope this video has helped you out. Sorry I've been kind of all over the place with this. I've been trying to do it all in one take because it's really just a lot easier that way and keeps it more fluent. And I'm just giving you guys an honest video of, you know, no editing really. It's just pretty straightforward on how to do this. So I wish you guys the best of luck. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I read all of y'all's comments, guys. So, you know, if you're having trouble with a bulb, I should be able to help you out. And yeah, it's pretty easy. So hope you guys are enjoying this winter and have a great day.